Hello guys, it's me again. It's your teacher of English, and this is the second class that I'm be recording for you, and it's gonna be fun. This topic it's interesting because it's going to help us to express, to say, how do we feel? How are we feeling? And it's important. It's vocabulary about illness and illnesses, and it's going to help us to describe if we are not feeling good. Okay, have you ever been sick? Have you ever had an illness? ¿Alguna vez han estado enfermos? ¿Alguna vez han sentido mal? Well, this is a vocabulary class about illnesses and words in English that describe the whatever condition we're passing through or we are suffering. Okay. Esta clase es de vocabulario y nos va a ayudar a expresar si nos sentimos bien o cómo nos sentimos. Okay, remember, there are a lot of illnesses. These are just some of the more common of them, okay? These are not all because it will be impossible for us to study and learn and try to memorize every name of every illness. Maybe your mom had to do it because your mom is a doctor, but we are not. We're just trying to learn some English, and these are the most common illnesses that we know, okay? Acuérdense que no son todas las enfermedades, son como que las más comunes o quizás las que es más fácil que oigamos de ellas. Nosotros, a diferencia de su mami, que su mami es doctora, pues no nos tenemos que aprender todos los nombres de las enfermedades, pero sí es importante que las más comunes las conozcamos. So this is a vocabulary class, and I expect for you to enjoy it. Okay, let me share my screen, like in the other class. And here we go. There you are. Okay, aquí vamos. Health problem. What's a problem? It's something that is complicated for us, right? Something that it has like sometimes it seems for us that it doesn't have any solution, but most of the time problems have a solution. Okay, problem has a solution. In this case, it's very important to understand that when we are talking about illnesses or health problems, we need to be polite. Sometimes it's rude to ask other people if they are suffering from something. And most of the time, we have to wait until the person, even if it is a friend or a family or whatever, it's willing to talk about their illnesses or health problems, okay? Acuérdense que es importante que recordemos que cuando hablamos de problemas de salud tenemos que ser como que muy sutiles, ¿sí? A veces como niños somos muy directos, pero no a todas las personas les gusta hablar de sus problemas de salud. Entonces tenemos que ser como que tranquilos y respetar si la persona desea guardar privacidad sobre sus padecimientos. En este caso, este vocabulario se los voy a enseñar para que ustedes aprendan a hablar de lo que a ustedes les pasa, ¿sí? Igual, ustedes tienen derecho a cierta privacidad y ustedes deciden si dicen o no dicen. En el caso de las otras personas, en el caso de su mamá y de su papá, pues sí es lo más recomendable, jóvenes, Toñito, Quique, que cuando se sientan mal, pues platiquen con ellos para que vean qué es lo que está pasando, ¿ok? Health problems son problemas de salud, ¿ok? And let's begin with this topic, okay? Problems. Okay, this topic, this vocabulary is meant to answer a question. And that question is, how do you feel? ¿Cómo te sientes? Repitan conmigo. How do you feel? How do you feel? ¿Cómo te sientes? See? And we ask to someone else, how do you feel? Because sometimes, or most of the time, we can see in their faces or due to their behavior that they are not acting like regularly they would do. Okay, cuando una persona cambia su comportamiento, cuando vemos una expresión en su cara como que no sé, como que más seria, a lo mejor triste, a lo mejor, no sé, cabizbajo. Entonces decimos, hey, ¿qué te pasa? ¿Cómo te sientes? How do you feel? And this vocabulary is going to help us to answer that question, okay? When somebody is passing for or suffering from an ache or a pain or something, the obvious answer is not so good. How do you feel? Not so good. ¿Cómo te sientes? No muy bien. And next question is, what's the matter? What's the matter? ¿Qué te pasa? How do you feel? Not so good. What's the matter? ¿Qué te pasa? And then we answer the question directly. I have a headache. I have a headache. Usamos esta estructura. I, en el caso me refiero a mí, yo. Have es el verbo tener. En este caso, el uso en esta oración es tengo. I have, yo tengo. And then an indefinite article like a or a. I have a headache, 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 ache, head, cabeza, ache, dolor, dolor de cabeza. From now on, every word that you see that ends in the word ache, in the expression ache, A-C-H-E, ache, it means dolor in Spanish, okay? So if I have headache, me duele la cabeza. If I have neck ache, me duele el cuello. If I have back ache, me duele la espalda, okay? All the words that end in ache are for dolor in Spanish, okay? So this is the answers for those questions. How do you feel? Repitan conmigo. How do you feel? How do you feel? Not so good. Not so good. What's the matter? What's the matter? I have a headache. I have a headache. Okay. Now let's see some other illnesses that we can suffer and that we can have, because maybe you are still children, but sometimes it doesn't matter the age. Illnesses do not respect ages. And well, let's check this vocabulary so we can familiarize with these words that sometimes are not easier to pronounce, but they are not so complicated, okay? Let's begin with, okay, we have one. The first one is headache. Headache, dolor de cabeza. Headache, okay? Let's check the other one. Have you seen this? People that have this, like this little device, and they put it in their mouths and they push it. And it's an inhaler, inhalador. And this is something that we use for the people, or the people that use it is the people that has asthma. Asthma, okay? It's the same that in Spanish. In Spanish, we say asthma, and here we say asthma, but the pronunciation is almost or practically the same, okay? So we have headache and asthma. Next one. What is going on in the image? Where is the pain of the gentleman in the image of the guy that is there? Where is the pain? Where is suffering the pain? ¿Dónde ven ustedes que está el dolor de este personaje? In its back, in his back, right? En su espalda. So we're talking about a backache. Backache. So we have headache, asthma, backache, backache. Okay. Next one. What happened to him? What's going on with him? Can you see his arm? It's like he's like this, and his arm, it seems to be broken. Broken arm. Tiene el brazo roto. Okay, when somebody is like this, with his arm folded like that, it seems like it means like he has something in his arm, and most of the time it's It's a broken arm, okay? Broken arm. Brazo quebrado. Okay, so we have headache, dolor de cabeza, asthma, backache, dolor de espalda, and broken arm. So repeat with me, headache, asthma, backache, broken arm. Very good. Let's continue with this vocabulary. What's going on with him? It's the same of the other image, but this one is where? ¿Dónde está su padecimiento? In his leg. Remember, we already studied the parts of the body. Okay, acuérdense que ya estudiamos las partes del cuerpo. Entonces, where is the illness here? ¿Dónde está la bronca para este personaje? In his leg. So we are talking about a broken leg. The other one, it was a broken arm. This is broken leg. Okay, arm, leg. Okay, very good. The next one. What is that? When you hit against something, immediately the color of your skin, whether if it is in your arm, in your leg, in your torso, maybe in your face, it changes. Okay, immediately. Cuando ustedes se golpean, el color de la piel empieza a cambiar, and it turn out into purple most of the time. Okay, la mayoría de las veces se convierte en algo morado. Here in Spanish, we call it moretón. In English, it's called bruise. Bruise, moretón. Si son varios, son bruises. Okay, let's continue with what's happening with him. He's on bed, he has a thermometer in his mouth, and he has a lot of tissues and even a book. He's not feeling well. He has a cold. Cold in Spanish means resfriado. Okay? Cold is resfriado. What happened? What's the matter? Oh, I have a cold. I'm feeling not so good. I have a cold. Okay? Me siento resfriado. Tengo un resfriado. Cold. The next one. What is she doing? ¿Qué está haciendo? She's like this. She is coughing because she has cough. Check how this word is written. C-O-U-G-H, cough, but you do not pronounce coughed. You change the G-H in the sound for an F. We pronounce it cough, not coughed, okay? Cough, repeat with me, cough, okay? I'm coughing. When we are coughing, well, particularly nowadays with COVID and all of that, when somebody is coughing, most of the people or the majority of the people do this, like I'm staying away from this person because we don't know what is she or he passing through, okay? Okay. Cough sometimes or most of the time is a symptom, it's not an illness per se, okay? La tos normalmente es un síntoma. Your mom could tell you better. Su mamá les podrá decir mejor, la tos no es una enfermedad, es un síntoma de alguna enfermedad. Es lo que tengo entendido. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, okay? Next one. The person is bleeding. Blood is coming out from his finger, their fingers. Okay, their finger here. A drop of blood. Está saliendo sangre del dedo de la persona. He or she cut themselves. Okay. Ella o él se cortó. They have a cut. Or she has a cut. He has a cut in their fingers. En sus dedos. O en cualquiera de sus dedos o en su dedo. Okay. A cut. Cortar. Una cortada. Next one. What's happening with this kid? She is crying. He's crying. He's like, oh, it hurts. Something is hurting. In what part of his head? ¿En qué parte de su cabeza? A ver, acuérdense. ¿Qué parte es esa? Esta de aquí. It's the ear, oído. So he has an earache. Earache. Dolor de oído. Earache. Okay. Next one. Okay, we have seen, we have checked flu, cold, okay? I have a cold, tengo un resfriado. This is different. It's kind of similar, but different. No es lo mismo, se parecen. Here, there's a thermometer in his mouth, and he has 38 degrees. Okay, tiene 38 grados de temperatura. So it's a high temperature. Es una temperatura elevada. So he has fever, fiebre, okay? We have cold, resfriado, and this is fever. It's different, okay? Next one. She is like doing this. She has the flu. This means gripa. So, cold means resfriado. Cold significa resfriado. And flu means gripa. And fever means temperature or fever. Okay, high temperature or fever. So these three illnesses are like very similar, but they are different. Okay, flu, gripa, fever, fiebre or high temperature, and cold, resfriado. Okay, next one. He's complaining about something happening in his head. We've seen it in the very beginning of this presentation is headache, dolor de cabeza, headache, okay? Next one. This is measles, 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 and what is measles? How do you see this girl? Measles means, what does it mean? Measles, sarampion. Okay, this is something that maybe we cannot see like normally because fortunately most of these diseases, most of these illnesses have a vaccine. La mayoría de las veces nos podemos vacunar en contra de la mayoría de estas enfermedades. Okay, sobre todo el sarampión. Okay, measles. Next one. Runny nose. Runny nose is when you have a lot of liquid. It's kind of a liquid that sometimes is green liquid coming out of your nose, from your nose. Cuando tenemos moquito saliendo de la nariz, eso en inglés se llama runny nose. Okay. The next one. The guy is doing this like, oh, I have this, it's uncomfortable for me because I have a pain on my throat. This is called sore throat, inflamación de la garganta. La palabra sore significa inflamado, and throat, garganta, sore throat, garganta inflamada. And this guy is suffering of something in his stomach, okay? He has stomach ache, okay? Stomach ache. And this that is really painful. I think that every person in the world has suffered from it. Todos hemos pasado por esto. I have toothache, dolor de dientes, dolor de muela, toothache, es dolorosísimo. And we go to the dentist, okay? The dentist. And there it is. Terminamos. Okay. You can check the video. Again, so you can repeat all the words of this vocabulary. I'm going, like in the previous class, I'm going to send to your mother 2 practices so you can write down the name of the illnesses. Okay? Les voy a enviar 2 prácticas con su mamá para que puedan practicar el nombre de las enfermedades. Okay? Guys, it's a pleasure to work with you. I'm repeating this. We are missing you in our classes. Please try to come back the fast that you can so you can join us. Esperamos que vengan pronto, muchachos, ya regresen. Mientras tanto, les voy a estar mandando estas clasecitas para que ustedes estén al corriente en los temas. Okay? Well, it's great to see you. Bye-bye. I'm going to stop the recording now.